Welcome friends to the another session on communication electronics. In this session, we'll be discussing about amplitude modulation. In this session, we will discuss about the theory of amplitude modulation, waveforms of amplitude modulation, and finally, we will also obtain mathematical expression for amplitude modulated voltage. So friends, as you know that you are viewing this session on my YouTube channel, Learn with Prakash Kanade, and do not forget to subscribe to the channel. Now, you must have been observed, friends, that whenever you see any radio receiver, then you will find that every radio receiver will have at least two channels or two sections. You will find that in one section, you can hear the AM radio stations, and in another section, you can hear the FM radio stations. So many times you will find that on the diaphragm of the radio receiver, there are separate markings for AM radio stations and for FM radio stations. So whenever you set your switch to the AM radio station, it means that you can hear the radio stations that broadcast their signal by using amplitude modulation. And whenever you switch your radio receiver to the FM station, then you will find that you can hear those radio stations which broadcast their signals by using frequency modulation. In this session, we are going to discuss about the amplitude modulation or AM. Amplitude modulation, as we know, it is a process in which the amplitude of the carrier signal is changed as per the instantaneous value of the modulating signal. So you will find that the modulating signal is a low frequency signal, and this signal cannot be transmitted as it is. So in our earlier session, in the need of modulation, we have described 6 different reasons that why should we go for the modulation. So you will find that this low frequency signal is being carried by another signal, and that is a high frequency signal, and this signal is being called as a carrier signal. So in amplitude modulation, the amplitude of the carrier signal is changed, and you will find that the frequency and the phase of the carrier will remain constant. That is, there will not be any change in the frequency of the carrier signal. Also, the phase of the carrier signal will also remain constant. So in amplitude modulation, you will find that the amplitude of the carrier signal, it is being varied, and this variation is in linear with the value of the modulating signal. So as per the amplitude of the modulating signal, the amplitude of the carrier signal is also varied in AM. AM is very popular and commercially it is used in many applications. You will find that the amplitude modulation is used in radio broadcasting. Say for example, we have a radio station at Parbhani. So this is our AM radio station. Similarly, the radio stations at Aurangabad, Mumbai, Pune, all these are the AM radio stations. You will find that the TV picture that you get in is also making the use of amplitude modulation. Whenever you fax a document to somebody else, then you will find that in the fax machine also, to send a document, amplitude modulation is used. The frequency range that is being used for the AM is typically from 535 kilohertz to about 1600 kilohertz. While in case of FM, this frequency range is much higher. You will find that for any channel or for any radio station in AM, we will require a typical bandwidth of at least of 10 kilohertz. So as we know that bandwidth will refer to the difference in the higher frequency and lower frequency. Now let us go for some theory of amplitude modulation. You will find that in case of AM, the amplitude of the carrier is being changed, and this change in the amplitude of the carrier is in proportion to the instantaneous value of the modulating signal. Instantaneous means the value at that instant or at that time. Now in amplitude modulation, you will find that to the circuitry of amplitude modulator, we will apply two signals. The first signal is the modulating signal, and we use the symbol small vmt. And the second signal that we will apply is a carrier signal. And this carrier signal, for this carrier signal, we will use the symbol small vct. So V that will stand for voltage, C that will stand for carrier, T that will stand for the voltage of carrier at any time t. Similarly, here V that will stand for voltage, M that will stand for modulating signal or baseband signal, and T will stand for time. So VMT will give me the modulating signal voltage at any time t, and it can be given by the equation capital Vm cos of omega mt, where capital Vm is the maximum amplitude of modulating signal, and this signal is sinusoidal in nature. So either we can use sine term or cos term. Here we have used the cos term to represent the signal. Omega m is the angular frequency and t is the time. Similarly, the angular frequency of the carrier signal is omega c and t is the time. So here in these equations, we are making the use of the cos term, but it is also possible that you can make the use of sine terms. When two such signals are applied to the amplitude modulator circuit, then at the output, you will get a modulated signal. And this signal is being called as amplitude modulated signal or AM signal or AM wave. You will find that there are different types of AM. Say for example, the first type is the full AM, or it is also called as double sideband with carrier. You will find that in the process of amplitude modulation, the sidebands are produced. So there are two sidebands produced, and one sideband is being called as a lower sideband and another sideband is being called as a upper sideband. If we get both the sidebands along with the carrier, then this type of the AM is being called as a double sideband with carrier or full AM. In this session, we'll be discussing only about the full AM. But it is possible that you can suppress the carrier and you can obtain only sidebands. So such type of the AM is called as double sideband suppressed carrier. It is also possible that you can get only one sideband instead of two sidebands, and such a AM is called as the single sideband AM or SSB AM. It is also possible that you can obtain only some part of the sideband, and such AM is being called as a vestigial sideband or VSB AM. But in our paper, you will find that most of the time we'll be discussing about the full AM only. Now let us see how the signal is being represented in AM. You will find that the first diagram will represent the message signal or information signal, or it is also called as the baseband signal or modulating signal. You will find that this is a sinusoidal signal, but not necessarily that it should be sinusoidal. It can have any shape. But you will observe that the frequency of this signal is much lower than that of the carrier signal. The second signal is a carrier signal, and this signal will carry this low frequency signal. And therefore, the frequency of this signal is much higher than that of the modulating signal or message signal. And you will find that the amplitude of the carrier is being changed in accordance with the amplitude of the modulating signal. And therefore, at the output of the modulator circuit, we will get a signal, and this is being called as a modulated signal. So this third wave will represent the amplitude modulated signal. So in this waveform, you will observe that the amplitude of the carrier wave is continuously changing, and this change is in accordance with the amplitude of the modulating signal. So when the modulating signal is having a high peak amplitude, then you will find that the modulated signal will also have a high peak amplitude. When the modulating signal amplitude goes on decreasing, then the modulated signal amplitude also goes on decreasing. So this amplitude is being called as the maximum amplitude, and this amplitude is being called as a minimum amplitude. So you will find that when we join such peak amplitude peaks of the carrier signal, then you will get a shape of the wave, and this is being called as an envelope of the modulated signal. So you will find that this blue line indicates that we have joined the shape. Actually, this line, you can thought of an imaginary line. It is being present and it is being called as a envelope of the amplitude modulated voltage. So this is a diagram. This is a diagram in which you will find that the x-axis is a time axis and the y-axis is a amplitude axis. So the first diagram will represent the message signal. The second diagram will represent the carrier signal. And in the third diagram, we have represented the amplitude modulated signal. Now let us go for obtaining the mathematical expression for AM signal. Now we know that a carrier signal can be represented by either a sine term or cos term. Suppose I have represented a carrier signal like this. Small VCT is equal to capital VC cos of omega CT, where omega C is the angular frequency and it can be given as 2 pi FC, where FC is the linear frequency of carrier signal. Similarly, we can write the equation for modulating signal or information signal, and this is written as VMT is equal to capital VM into cos of omega MT, where omega M is equal to 2 pi FM, where omega M is the angular frequency and FM is the linear frequency. Now in amplitude modulation, you will find that the amplitude of the carrier has to be changed according to the modulating signal. And therefore what we will do is that we will add this modulating signal into the amplitude of the carrier signal. Therefore, after modulation, we will get a signal, and this is the amplitude modulated voltage or amplitude modulated signal. VAMT is equal to VC plus small VMT into cos of omega CT. So here what we have done is that this VMT signal is being added into the amplitude of the carrier signal. Now this VMT, small VMT, can be replaced by this equation Vm cos of omega mt. Therefore, we will get this equation Vc plus Vm cos of omega mt, and outside the bracket cos of omega Ct. Now you will find that this Vc cos of omega Ct can be taken outside the bracket. Therefore, inside the bracket, I will get 1 plus Vm upon Vc into cos of omega mt, where this Vm upon Vc is an important term to us, and this is being called as a modulation index. So what we will do is that we will replace this term Vm upon Vc, that is the maximum amplitude of modulating signal and maximum amplitude of carrier signal. So this is a ratio of maximum amplitude of modulating signal and maximum amplitude of carrier signal, and this ratio is being replaced by a term, and it is being called as a M suffix A. So it is being called as a modulation index. So we will get the expression for amplitude modulated voltage as Vc cos of omega Ct in the bracket 1 plus Ma cos of omega Mt. Now I will make the use of one formula. Cos A into cos B is equal to 1 by 2 cos of A plus B plus cos of A minus B. Now I can rewrite the above equation. Vc then cos of omega Ct multiplied by 1 will remain the same term. And when I multiply this term to the another term, then I will get Ma into cos of omega Ct, Ma Vc into cos of omega Ct into cos of omega Mt. But cos A into cos B can be replaced by 1 by 2 cos of A plus B plus cos of A minus B. And therefore I can rewrite this equation as Ma Vc by 2 cos of omega C plus omega M into T plus Ma Vc by 2 cos of omega C minus omega M into T. So you will find that this is the equation for the amplitude modulated voltage, where I will get the three terms. The first term is the Vc cos of omega Ct. This is being called as a carrier component. In the second term, I will get a term Ma Vc by 2 cos of omega C plus omega Mt. This term is being called as an upper sideband. And another term that I will get is Ma Vc by 2 into cos of omega C minus omega M into T. And this is being called as a lower sideband. So there are three terms present in the equation for amplitude modulated voltage. So we will find that there are three terms or three components present in the expression for AM. The first component is the carrier component. and this component has a frequency fc. The second component is a upper sideband component, and it is having a frequency fc plus fm. And the third component is a lower sideband component, and it is having a frequency fc minus fm. So you will find that there are two sideband present in the AM signal, and you will find that these sidebands are actually spaced equally above and below the central frequency, and the central frequency is the carrier frequency. And you will find that these sidebands are important. Why? Because you will find that they contains the original message. So every sideband in the AM signal will contain the original message. So hopefully, friends, you have understood what we mean by the AM, and how we can draw the waveforms for AM, and how we can obtain the expression for the AM voltage. If you have any queries in relation with this, then you can always ask me the questions so that your questions or queries can be answered. Thank you for viewing the session. Thank you all.